Welcome back. This is part 4 of AD 1926, Girard, Illinois to Carlinville. I'm composer Nolan Stoltz, and we left off here in Girard, Illinois, where I stayed at the former Deck family residence, if you know the Deck drugstore dating back to the 1880s. Their old house is right on 66, so I stayed in that house. So we're going to continue down Madison and turn left onto 6th Street and head out of Girard. Just south of Girard, we get onto Cambridge Road, and off to the right is a ghost town, the site of a ghost town called Green Ridge. Now, I have a separate video. This would be episode 26, Patreon video number 26, and also there's a Patreon post that has some pictures and some detailed maps and stuff. So check that out. But as you see, even from here, there's nothing left. This is the road that led to Green Ridge. And so then I take you to the center of Green Ridge and I kind of show you where some buildings used to be and how there's really nothing there. One of the things I notice about the road is how narrow it is, right? It's almost like a one-lane road. And I want to reflect that in the music somehow, maybe some close, dense chords, some very claustrophobic feeling passages, something to evoke this tightness of the road. And going under these railroad tracks remind us that Route 66 closely follows the railroad. So again, I'll be using train sounds to evoke that 1926 feel. We're entering Millwood, as you can see in the sign, population of only 300 people. Very small town. Ahead we cross another set of railroad tracks, and no surprise, the town is centered around the railroad. Much of this is rural, however, and we get to travel on these narrow 1926 era roads. Now, the road's actually older than 26, but again, I'm looking for inspiration for AD 1926 movement. And so, driving a road such as this is exactly the image I want to portray in the music. For the rural sections, of course. In the early 20s, when they were building this road, some turkeys walked across the road, and the tracks are actually still there, if you can believe that. So definitely worth a stop to take a look at. I assume the house on the left there existed in 1926. So it's really cool to think that this basically looks the same as it would have in 1926. No, you're not seeing things. The Easter Bunny did indeed wave at us. I filmed this on Easter. After 66 goes around the square, it turns left, but we're going to back up and take another look at the square. I love the look of these old buildings. It really gives a sense of 1926. For instance, right here, the old Loomis House, built in 1870. By the time Route 66 came by, it was called the St. George Hotel. It's important to know that an early 66 traveler wouldn't always stay on 66. For instance, let's look down Main Street. We have the Marvel Theater. This place dates back to 1920, but it only existed for the first 6 or 7 weeks of Route 66 because it burned down in mid-December. However, it was rebuilt in 1928. But during those couple years, just down Main Street was another theater, this one here, the Grand, which predates the Marvel, but then closed when it opened, but then when it burned down, it reopened. A perfect metaphor for The Show Will Go On. I spent the night in Carlinville and saw a movie at the Marvel to get some inspiration for AD 1926, and of course The Show Will Go On, and also Neon Dreams. Beautiful sign outside. In front of the stage they had a couple organs and a piano, and it's really cool to think what music would have been played here during the movies. That's all for part 4. And in part 5, we take you from Carlinville to St. Louis on that old 1926 road. So be sure to subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/Route66Suite. You can see all sorts of videos and posts all about the things that are inspiring the music for this orchestral suite.